Greetings and salutations, race fans, motorsport lovers and others, and welcome to Stage 7, Day 8 of Dakar 2025. Somewhat of a somber stage, a somber day. I'm trying to find the politically correct words. I'm Colin, he's Clifford, the motorbike dude.
And welcome. Everyone else, yeah.
Yeah, and
everyone else.
Clifford, bit of a strange day.
Yeah, there's been a bit of issues with timing and all sorts. I know it got you a little bit more ruffled than I did. The bike's not as much or not as many problems, but cars, bit of a show.
For tonight, I shall be a duck. Calm on the top, but underneath I'm pedaling hugely. I've got notes for days. Check them out. That's upside down, blah, blah, blah. Sometimes they're upside down for me. Let's start with some stuffs from yesterday. Sam Sunderland, Toby Price out. Concussion is never a good thing. They had a crash a couple of days ago. Anyway, retired for concussion. NASCAR will tell you how bad concussion can be. American football, rugby players as well. You've got to look after the brain. We've only got one brain. Look after it. The guys are young. They'll come back. They'll be strong. And then Dirk van Zitswitz in his, I think it's a 14th Dakar along with Janil, ended up with a fractured vertebra in his neck. We've actually got a video of Janil. If you can put your left hand up when you've got it ready to roll there, Rion, and Janil kind of explains what's going on with basically the violence to the crews is absolutely amazing in the car, and Dirk ended up with a fracture on L5 or 6 or whatever. Huge headache and couldn't carry on. But I think we're ready to play the video from Janil. Let's watch this.
Yeah, well, it's unfortunate, but I mean, obviously the most important thing is that Dirk is okay. I spoke to him this morning again, and he did some other checks on him, and he's got a stable fracture of the C6 vertebra, but he's going to fly back home tonight and obviously have some more checks done in Germany. But I mean, you know, it's one of those things that happened, and it's really unfortunate. But you know, the health of of Dirk is number one priority here. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It was nice to sort of watch the race today. It's the first time in 22 years that I get to do that. I've never done that before, so quite interesting to see the race from a different perspective. Yeah, we go back a long way. We've always been a good team, you know, since the first day we sat in the car. We seem to understand each other when we're in the car, and we're good mates out of the car as well. So, yeah, 14 years together is quite a long time. So, we've had great times together, many highlights and many disappointments. So, you know, we know this race inside out. We know what it's about, and, you know, you've got to take the good with the bad.
Janil bows out in that way. This may well be his last Dakar. 22 Dakars he's competed in, 21 he's finished in, 20 he's finished in the top 10. Sad day, it broke my heart. That was probably the saddest moment. Apart from the day we saw him sitting on the tyres, bleak as anything when they'd run out of tyres. Okay, so that's that. There was a whole lot of drama, and I woke up this morning thinking bright and breezy, and the guys left super early in the dark. It was cold, there was frost, there was all sorts of things. In my notes, it's navigation, waypoint 6, Laterganza, 15 minutes ahead. And I followed on the maps and saw some stuff and driving around and all the rest of it. And then let's just put it this way. There was an error in the road book that caught out everybody else except Henk and Brett. And so the result of that is they took 20 Ks before it and 20 Ks after it, chopped that out and said, well, hey, it didn't happen, don't worry. And all of that time, that clever navigation by our guys, they found the waypoint. So they didn't follow. They turned around, went quite far back, found the waypoint, then carried on. And they backed off a little bit. They didn't push that hard. And got to the end with what should have been a 20-something odd minute lead on Al Rajhi and even more on Nasser. And then the officials started officialing and bleating and moaning and arse covering, and it turned into a bit of a shit show on that note. Before we play an interview with Hein Latergan, we haven't even spoken about bikes. Because frankly, I'd like to apologize for an apparent outburst that I had yesterday, and I may or may not have used an inappropriate word, and some people may have been offended. To all of you who weren't offended, I'll try harder next time. I did receive a memo from our executive producer, and in the strongest terms, threatening me with immediate suspension. I appealed the matter, and he said, "What do you mean you're a pill?" I said to him, "No. Maybe I should shut up now."
So where are we going with this, Colin? Let's not dig that hole deeper.
So I do apologize if anybody is a good Labour lawyer and understands social media and the odd F word, F-bomb. Please contact us. I need your help. I may not be here tomorrow because my suspension hearing is tomorrow morning. It is a grave matter, and I don't apologize at all, but I do apologize. I'm sorry. Sorry for me. Right, moving on. What happened in the bikes before we get back to the shit show that was the cars?
Yeah, and that hole just keeps getting dug deeper, Colin. Yeah, so Ricky Brabeck opened the road this morning. Sanders kicked it off in 9th place, so had a bit of an advantage there. 470k special, but KTM 5th stage win for Sanders. He's obviously the form guy and the man to beat. 4 hours 10 minutes 33. Edgar Canet, what a machine he is in the Rally 2, finished 2nd, 3 minutes 36 behind. He did have a bit of an issue with his roadbook, and he had to stop at one of the waypoints, and it took them about an hour and a half to get it sorted, but had pace with that. But he had to come through some of the slower guys to achieve his result today. Sharana 3rd, Quintanilla 4th, Van Beveren 5th, who really cashed in on the bonus points today, leading quite a bit into the stage. Then we've got Benavides 6th, Nacho 7th, Gonzalez 8th, then Santolino 9th, and Brabeck, who opened the road this morning, finished in 10th. Skylar House 11th. Then our South African boys, Michael Doherty, much better ride from him today, finishing 19th, 21 minutes behind the leader. Aaron Mayer got a bit of a speeding fine there, naughty. Then Dwayne Barnard, 52nd, and Willem Avenant in 71st place, was in 3 hours 58 behind the leader. Also got a few penalties, but he's in the bivouac, and that's all that matters. If we look at the stage on Rally 2, Edgar Canet, 1st place, Tobias Ebster 2nd, De Montier 3rd, Doherty 8th, Barnard 39th, and Avenant in 78th place.
Where's my camel toe?
Your camel toe is currently overall sitting, the highest one is in 31st place, 33rd and 43rd. I knew you were going to ask me that. Looking at the overall standings in the GP, Sanders with a 15-minute 33 gap over Sharana, Van Beveren 3rd, Brabeck 4th, Benavides 5th, Skylarhaus 6th, Quintanilla 7th, Nacho 8th, Antolino 9th, Svitko 10th, and Aaron Mayer in 13th place. Overall, Rally 2, we've got Edgar Canet now at the 40-hour mark in the race. Ebster 2nd, 21 minutes 25 behind Canet, De Montier 3rd. Doherty 8th, Barnard 37th, and Avenant 75th. So on your manufacturers for the day, for the stage, 3 KTMs, 4 Hondas, 1 Hero, 2 Shercos in the top 10.
We're not really surprised that KTM are up there. They've got so much experience, so much knowledge, so many of the things. Do we start celebrating Chucky Sanders' win?
No, I wouldn't say just yet. You say that with the KTMs, but yeah, if you look at in your top 10s, normally there's maybe 2 or 3 KTMs top 10. Honda's got the biggest share in that top 10 field, and they're working well as a team. So yeah, it's still a lot of racing to go. Like where are we, 2,500 Ks odd still to go. So yeah, a lot of racing still to be done. If Honda's going to make their move, they've got to make it now.
Sharana or Van Beveren? Van Beveren is the right answer.
You reckon?
Yeah.
I was going to say, Sharon has been consistent the whole way through.
Consistently slow, but I mean, Van Beveren's Van Beveren.
So,
Do me a favour.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I think they're gonna throw it down to whoever's got the best chance. But I think consistency's been key for him. But it's almost time now to start making your move. So
Look, basically, it boils down to: do you like the frogs or the Spanishes? French or Spanish?
So
sorry.
to be politically correct, and you can take
No, we don't do that.
You can take a
We
note
tell
out
it
of my
straight.
book, Colin.
No, we tell
is
it
that
straight.
I work for a French company like Motul, so France all the
Vive
way.
la France.
Fly the flag. Interesting one though for today. Seeing as we covered one of the Chinese brands, Mason Klein. Yesterday, fantastic ride in the top 10, finishing 7th.
What
Today,
bike's he on?
he's on a Covey, withdrawing out of the race today. I saw
What?
images of him and Hillier trying to drag him out of the sand because the bike had gone a little bit bang there, and his race is over. So that's a bit of a sad one. But yeah, other than that, I mean, not too many issues. You've got a lot to get through tonight. I don't know how your blood pressure is looking, so maybe those cement pulls that you've got, maybe some should go your way, and hopefully they can regulate your blood pressure.
I ordered some cement pulls for you, Clifford.
Oh, did you? Fantastic.
They haven't arrived yet because today's apparently a Sunday.
Okay. So
And
tomorrow.
The pulls don't arrive on a Sunday, but we are getting some Kenza cement pulls from the Scribanti racing team in Port Elizabeth. They will fly up here, and they are extra strength cement pulls.
Sounds like it's
you.
exactly what I need, and I'm pretty sure most of our Raceday family members will agree with you on that.
So before we get to cars and what happened and didn't happen, should we talk about you've got some social stuff that's coming in there? Remember,
Yeah.
you can send us your comments, queries, and lawyer suggestions so that I can win my case against upper management who are really coming down hard on me, and I feel picked on. I do have feelings, and they're not recognizing them, so I need to fight back hard.
Very sad, but that F-bomb that you dropped yesterday was like nails on a chalkboard. I'm
I
just
think
saying.
it was fantastic. Hold on, let me just check
I
my
think-
pocket.
I think-
How many?
I think
Let me check the pocket.
I think upper management will not agree with you on that. Bentley has joined. Cass Kruger is in. Unfortunately, another sad day with GDV having to retire from the race due to Dirk's injury. Andrew Spark is in. That and Lateghan's hard work and a bit of luck taken away. They are appealing. Johan is with us. Cass really hoping that appeal will be successful. Andrew again, there was a stuff up with the roadbook which made everybody get lost, but Lateghan found the waypoint, then the organisers cancel that section nullifying. This is good time. Vernon Alvarez, hi guys. What has happened to the electronic motorbike?
But they don't exist.
So as far as I know, from what I saw, but I could be wrong, so people can weigh in here, but that was just sort of like almost like a Dakar experience where they're testing them at this stage. It's not really an official thing, but I could be wrong. That was what I saw at the beginning of Dakar.
For any electric thing to do Dakar, you have to have external power. There's not enough energy storage for any vehicle to do Dakar in the same way that a petrol car does it. Audi had a car with a mur of a generator on the back. A DTM motor running at optimum efficiency. No, come on. No, forget electrics. No. Not in Dakar.
Ibn Myberg, how did they rectify the mistake on the roadbook? Question mark.
They pretended it didn't happen. So let's just go back and run through some sequences. They get to just before kilometer 158 this morning, and there's pictures of go here and a cap heading. And the pictures of, you can see there's the kind of route that the guys were driving around, and I think that's Bottrell's map, his track. So they're driving around trying to follow the road map. The instructions turn left here, turn right there, blah, blah, blah. And there's a cap heading. And Brett Cummings, brilliant as he is, decides let's wind it back a little bit. So they backtrack, and he follows the cap heading, and they find the right beacon, the waypoint. The other guys messed around and lost 20, 30 minutes. Now imagine the disaster when two, let's just have a look at this. Al-Attiyah, he is a Qatari. Al-Raji, oh, he's from Saudi Arabia. The head of the FIA, where's he from? Oh, UAE. Imagine the disaster when all of this falls apart. Last year we had the fiasco where it was engineered for Audi to win. This year it might, I'm just saying, some say, I was told, messages came to me, that it might be engineered for not a South African to win. So they decided that because Henk had gapped everybody by so far, let's make it fair for everybody and chop out this section of the road where cars got worked on. People lost time because they were doof and they couldn't follow stuff. The two South Africans who counted, really counted. It was, our co-drivers are just absolutely magic. And the guys gapped it. So they then came out and said, we're going to cut out this part of the race and pretend it didn't count. And then the times got adjusted. So Brett and Henk's win by 20 minutes suddenly disappeared to not 20 minutes, or their overall lead. And there is an appeal, there are lots of appeals walking around there, but there is an official appeal from Toyota, and which is why we've seen the official start list for the bikes come through, the provisional results, and in terms of cars, crickets, nothing. Nada. You also know, if you go back and look at the commentary on the website, they went along, boom, 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 talking about cars. The poo hit the fan, zip, keep it quiet. Right. So we got a video to play, and I'm hoping that Rion's got it wound up. Rion, play the thing, please.
It was an okay stage. The beginning was good, and then we got to one section that was really tricky with the navigation. So everybody was getting lost, and we got lost as well. We got lost for quite a few minutes there, and we decided to go further back than anyone else, and we followed the track again, or followed what the road book was saying, and eventually we managed to find the way out. We were the first guys out of the valley, and then we found the waypoint, and from then on we were opening the road. Obviously we slowed down a lot after that because we knew the guys that we are racing in the overall race were behind us on the road, so we didn't have to push. We calmed down quite a lot. But yeah, so now it's a bit of a mess with the times. The organizers, I'm not sure what's going on. The official timing is showing something different. They took some of the section out of the stage, so we'll see what happens. We hope it doesn't stay like this. It would be quite unfair because you cannot get penalized for finding the road first. That would not be right.
Hi guys, back in the pits. Quite an eventful day. We were going really well. I think we were in the top 5 maybe, or 3 or 4 for the first couple splits. And then we waited for Henk, which was part of the plan. And then we followed in behind Henk. I think we're sitting at a comfortable pace, happy with everything. And then the whole field got really lost. And Henk and ourselves managed to find the route. It wasn't by accident, it was calculated. Dennis and Brett did a fantastic job finding the route. I think we were one of 3 or 4 cars that found the route. And we had a huge gap, and I haven't spoken to Henk yet, but I believe he drove accordingly then, knowing that the opposition was minutes and minutes behind us, and it looks like the officials have decided to cut that section out, which I disagree with. But anyway, might be a protest just now, so we'll see what happens. But a frustrating day for us because it was so difficult opening the road. We were behind Henk, and Henk was opening the road for a while, and then eventually the whole train of cars caught up to us, and because we're not really in the race, you can't hold anybody up, so we just got buzzed for days and we have to let the guys through. So I think in the last 50 Ks we had about maybe 10 or 15 cars come past us because the dust is really bad and everyone was bunched up together, so there was a big train of cars. So anyway, that's where we are. I think I did a good job. Dennis did a good job. We managed to stay behind Henk, give him a tyre when he needed it, and I think our pace is pretty good. So hopefully tomorrow we have a good day. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, without a doubt, they both did a brilliant job. So I believe that we have a few comments about this.
Yeah, Pierre de Bruin has joined us this evening. Cass, Kruger, Andy opened the road from there onwards, so they really need to give him some of his time back.
And they drove, you heard him say that they drove calmly.
Yeah, Johan Henk got screwed today. The organisers should sort out this crap, then give Dakar a bad name. So, question for you from me, Colin, is they're going to protest it and go through. How long will that protest take? How long will it take for them to get that resolved? Would it be done during Dakar, or is that something that goes after the fact?
No, they've kind of got to get it resolved before the start tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because the start positions tomorrow depend on the results of today's stage.
Yeah.
They haven't issued a start list, which to me is absolutely telling that they still... they haven't even issued provisional results. So I can just imagine in these offices, the organisers are scrambling. What do we do now? How do we sort this out? And then, so there's a whole lot of things. There's the real competition thing, and then the political ramifications that go onto it. So you've got the ASO who are running around. You've got the FIA doing all of their stuff, all the politics that are going in there. You need someone like Bernie Mariner to be able to, late Bernie Mariner, walk in there and sort it out. And, you know, it's in pressure times like this that relationships with FIA, with ASO, and other team managers work in. The guys who've got it's weird because you've got the biggest winner out of all of this is Yazid Al-Raji, who is run in a Toyota, who's run by Overdrive Racing. Overdrive Racing are contracted to be the operational arm for Toyota Gazoo Racing. So essentially you've got Toyota Gazoo, who are run by Overdrive, protesting Overdrive, who are run by Overdrive. They're both Toyota things. Could it be that Toyota Japan step in or Europe, in fact, step in and say, just stop this, one of us is going to win it, and then have a quiet word with Yazid and say to him, well, sorry for you, it's not going to happen. And then does he listen? I don't know. I'm speculating. I'm just chucking
scenarios,
shit at the wall and see what sticks. So we don't know. We have to wait. I don't even want to look at the results because it's a shit show. Oh, it really is. It's moving along.
Moving along.
Get me out of the trouble before I dig myself
getting
deeper.
So deep, it's like we're in Kimberley. Francois has joined us. Andrew, they didn't rectify it. They cancelled that section or something to that effect. Yet Latergan did the hard yards finding the waypoint. Yeah,
exactly. And never mind the hard yards finding the way. They then opened and they knew that they had a good gap on everybody else. They knew that they had found it, and they didn't push hard. And then once Yazid and NASA and Ekstrom found the right road, they could pin it like hell. So, but you know what? Motor racing is not always fair.
It normally isn't. It's
and how magnificent would it be if Latergan, who I believe has been driving so well within himself, just decides, I'm going to have a go, and smashes them. That would be poetic justice in my book, because I don't see that the FIA hate admitting they're wrong. Officials in motorsport hate admitting they're wrong. They made a decision. Now they've just got to find a way to justify it. That's why, officials are official. They will always official.
Johan, air in the hands, mothers, stickers. This is a F-up. Regardless of the outcome of the appeal, Henk and Brett can do it. Yeah. They've shown their strategy works. Be positive, focus, and go, go, go. Andrew says, Colin has had his ears lowered in more ways than one.
Do you like my new hairstyle? I went to a Moroccan today. I had Arabican coffee. It was
Sure.
wonderful.
That's not
You
what
like the
your
colour?
Bennett says in 4 ways. Yeah, but the tips still look fantastic, hey?
Oh, it's a bit of product. eh?
I didn't know the Moroccans did peroxide and frosted tips
Oh,
as
they
well.
do the whole lot.
Ah,
eh?
fantastic.
So not the only thing they do.
Here's a good question, and it's actually a two-part question. Diddy in the house, how many Dakar miles has Janelle done in the last 22 years? Where is Didi?
Ballpark, 22 times 7. No, 8. Whatever that is. Who's got a calculator? Somebody do the
Yeah.
calculation and give
Johan
it to
also
us.
asking or saying, yeah, Janelle, you are still a winner. Thanks for all the Dakars. Cass agrees with that. Oh, Andrew, straight away.
176,000 odd kilometers is what Janelle de Villiers has done.
That's
Let's
crazy.
give it 200,000. We've got to round up. It just sounds more impressive.
Andrew, please leave Didi out of this, but an interesting question. I don't know if Colin answered that any better than
What
what Didi
question
would
was
do.
that?
About how many Dakar miles has Janelle done?
Kilometers?
Yeah,
Miles
kilometers,
is-
yeah. Then Bentley saying that they must appeal totally. And also at Vin Alvarez load shedding. And at Ian Marburg, I feel we've been scammed. This era, our problem. Also says, yeah, Bentley's on a rampage as much as Colin. They wrote the road book. We followed it. If the directions are rubbish, how is this our problem?
Yeah, look, there's. If I was in the opposition camp, I would. And if they didn't to cut that section out, I mean, if I was NASA, I would bleat like a stuck pig, because as I understand it, the directions. I can't use the P word, please. Don't do
The
that.
only P word I know is
I've
Peter.
already got a suspension hanging over my head. I'm fearful I may not be back tomorrow night. And he wants to. Appeal is the only word that I can have. Never mind appeal. It's a. Oh, sorry, the shutters came down. So, as I understand it, the pictures said go left, go right, go here, go there. And the cap heading said go there. And Brett followed the cap heading. So he followed the right thing instead of the pictures. Now, if I was in NASA's case, I would bleat like hell, especially since I got stuck with another 20 minutes. And basically, I sat and I was watching the birds eat the bird food and making brilliant scrambled eggs. And I said to my friend that that's it, game over for NASA. Little did I know that they would change stuff to give it back to him.
Okay, Freddie
Oh, I'm digging
Funamava
a hole there.
says, evening all, sounds like I missed a lot today. Colin, can you sum up today in one sentence only, and go.
Cars raced. The route was wrong. Cars raced. They changed the results. I'm unhappy. Henk is still leading.
Okay.
Full stop.
Jan Grobler, last year Yazid rolled the Toyota on 11th January. Anything can still happen.
Yep.
Yeah. And then Cass,
She's active.
did the maths. 2024 Dakar was about 8,000 kilometers, of which 472 was special stage, taking 8,000 kilometers as the average. Janelle has done 168,000 kilometers over 21 rallies.
Yeah, let's round it up to
Yeah.
200. It sounds more impressive.
Um,
And he's won one.
let's see. Oh, here we go. Yeah. Eben Marbeck, the electric motorbike is part of the Mission 1000, what the Dakar is running.
I just want to say something about electric things and transportation. Look, they're really great. If you drive them, they're quiet. They go like hell. You've got instant torque and all of that. But they are not more green, better for the environment, because I've seen the mines in South America where they mine all of that stuff that comes out of it. I do not believe that electric power is sustainable. If anything is, they should make atomic cars. There is no place in my mind for purely electric cars in motorsport. None at all. However, a little bit of electric assistance is a cool thing. So I've nailed my colors to the mask.
Yes.
I do not watch Formula E. It's revolting.
Here's a comment to maybe ruffle your feathers or, I don't know, get you excited. Cosmonoids says hybrid, exclamation mark.
Yeah, I can go with that. I really can. But pure electric, chuck it away.
Bentley,
As the rest of the motor industry is discovering, look at what's happening global markets. Pure electric is...
Bentley says, yeah, we've been robbed. I can accept roll cage. Speeding, seatbelt, I can accept removing I can't accept removing a piece of the road. Please, Yazid.
Shall we move on from this? And
There's a lot of comments about it. Here's a question for you. King of the South organization. Is Tim and Tom Coronel out of the race? What happened to them, please?
Okay, so they came in at about very early o'clock this morning, and they had alternator problems. They managed to fix it. They were then given an official start time, and they had about 3 hours of service, rest, blah blah, and stuff between the time they arrived and the time that their start time was. So they get into the car, seatbelts, and they go down to the start, and the start marshal said, no, you can't start. So I've hunted, apart from making a phone call to them, I've hunted and hunted. I can't find it. If Julian is watching, please will you tell us what's happened. They didn't let them start, and I can't find anything in the official things.
Okay. It is tough to sometimes.
Because they are
find
really great.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that you drive all night, spend 3 hours doing stuff and getting ready for the next one, and then have another go. And they really are a fun bunch. And it's such a pity for Century Racing. Give them a car. They love that thing. I think they bought 2 of them. Anyway, that's as far as I know.
Okay, so back to the issue at hand here. Bentley says, who remembers when I asked why are they giving him a spare? And then just to change his words, yes, so I don't join you tomorrow at the hearing. They're taking us for a bunch of clowns. And then Andrew Spark agrees.
Did he use the C word there?
No, he didn't. I just changed it.
Because if he did use the C word, if we were in Ireland, it's perfectly, or Scotland, it's perfectly acceptable.
But we're not. Andrew agrees. And then Jan Krobler, this is I like this comment. Based back at Bentley, it is what it is. This is where we're at. Henk and Brett winning this will be a big FU to the FIA.
Yeah. I mean, to come back from this would be absolutely, or it shall be. We have manifested it. It shall be.
Overland, I'm late, but what BS this is. Looks like the FIA is also destroying this like they did with WRC and Rallycross. There's not a lot of love for the FIA tonight.
I'll tell you what, Mohammed bin Sulayman is not a popular man. And the South African MSA, we cast our vote for him. So if we are not happy with him, we should go back. And I mean, I look at the current president versus, I think it was David Richards, who was up against him. I know who I would have voted for, but petition your local governor to vote for the people at the top. The address is, we'll publish the address later.
I think Colin needs a sponsorship from some sort of spade or shovel company because he's just going to dig a hole tonight.
No, I'm sponsored by JCB. We don't have a spade or a shovel. We have a backhoe. You can dig the hole deeper and faster as it goes.
Exactly. Bentley's going to have a Red Bull to calm down. He's now beyond words. Tropic Tiger. It was really weird to look at the standings and see that there's only 21 between Henk and Alraji. I was expecting car trouble or something. Well, to your surprise, it's not that. And then Andrew Sparks is at King of the South organization. It appears they're still in it. And then King of the South says he can't see them in the results, same as us. Cass agreed, 110% crap show of notes. Yeah.
Okay, we can go on. I don't like whinging and bitching and moaning. A good rant, get it off your chest, then plant it in the past, and we can move forward. Unless you've got something quite exceptional.
Here's a few ones that come out of left field, but still along the same lines. Bentley, Lewis Hamilton fans are still crying about 2021 to the day.
Oh,
If that's
man,
anything
he
about
lost it.
racing,
Get
this is
over it. Let's move on.
And then Raven ZA, and I don't agree with this comment because the further we go along, the deeper the hole gets. Angry Colin makes for great viewing. You should sit next to him.
Yes, but this might be my last show. I have the spectre of death hanging over me.
Yeah.
Tomorrow they're going to chop me. I'm going into a hearing tomorrow morning, and I've been given in some inside information that this is the end. I used the F word. You apparently can't do that.
They're going to
So
chop.
maybe I'll use the C word a little bit later
Let's not do
and
that.
see what happens.
Let's not do that.
And then I can use the D word.
They're going to chop him like the Moroccan did with his hair earlier today.
I'll tell you what, it was fantastic. I sat there, I nearly fell asleep, I relaxed, and he said, "Oh, you're happy." I said, "Yes, I am." So is this an improvement, Mark Lawrenson?
Yeah, where is Mike? Overland, the only time it's acceptable to change the route or route book is when there is flooding or the route has become dangerous, not because the route book is wrong.
Or a force majeure. Anyway,
Yes.
yeah, there's...
Francois Pretorius.
yeah,
Dion,
he's an official, an ex-official.
Hold on. Dion Fenter first. EV is not for petrol heads. We couldn't agree with you more on
Wow.
that. Here we go. Francois Pretorius. In my opinion, the solution is to can the day stage. Not good for everyone. I'll take the result prior to the roadbook era. Also not popular, but
there you
maybe
go. So
fair.
at kilometre 158.53, shut it off there, and guess who's in the lead? But you know what? Ifs, ands, or buts. If my mother had balls, she would have been my father. So you can't go to ifs. It's the reality. The reality is, let's go to some overall positions. No more whining and whinging. We are comfortable in where we are. We know what has been foretold to us, and we've manifested. And Henk Ladegan is going to win this thing.
Before you get to that, there's two comments here.
Are you interrupting me?
Yeah, I am. WFC are
You know
giving
that
up on...
Didi is there.
Yeah, she doesn't work weekends, so I'm okay also for today. WFC are giving up on hybrids next year. That's quite interesting. I didn't know that. And then Cass Kruger. This is also something that's not expected, but I mean, just for fun. Cliff, not to bug you, but just for the record, I can actually stand and pee and don't have to sit and pee. Now you know.
Cliff, can you you can stand and pee, or she can stand and pee?
So I think that's my apologies.
So
We've
basically,
got it wrong. Yeah,
it's a peeing competition.
maybe. Okay, let's move on. On with your show there, Colin, seeing as I
My
interrupted
show.
you.
I thought it was our show.
I mean, the way you're
We
going on
had this
today.
discussion yesterday. Your feelings were hurt yesterday.
No, but
I
hold
thought
on.
we'd addressed it.
Today's-
I went to DI training.
Yeah. Today is your show, and then tomorrow after your meeting,
It's still my show.
It's my show.
Oh, because I won't be here.
You won't be here.
Because I'm going to drop the C word. Watch.
No, you're not.
I'm going to.
The only
I
C word you can
promise
drop
you,
is Colin.
I'm going to. You know what? There's nothing as dangerous as a man who has nothing to lose. I've lost this already. I've had a great run.
Colin,
I've loved it.
Like if you look at today's,
But I'll be gone.
If you look at today's rankings and that, nothing is
Let's
done.
go with overall positions. I don't know what happened during the race. Cars went. They drove us over some rocks, and some oaks got lost, other oaks didn't, and then they ended there. And Henk Ladegan and Brett Cummings are still in the lead. From Al-Raji and Gottschalk, 21 seconds. But you know what? You only need to win this race by 1 second. Ekstrom in the fourth, 10 minutes behind, and then Nasser Al-Attiyah, 21 minutes. That's the one that I worry about the most. Sarah Dory in the century. Let's celebrate that. 6 overall.
Okay, nice. Yeah, good result.
And the thing was quick today. He was at times he was running way up there. Seth Kantera, Jacopini 7th, Kantera 8th, and then Brian Baragwanath in the overalls, 10th position. That, I think, is absolutely magnificent. Go, Brian. And the next one, I love how you can just go Control F and it finds all the ZAFs, ZAFs. Shamir Variawa in 37th, and Puck Klaasen and Sharon Moore in 40th in their side-by-side. This is all in cars because they count as cars. I mean, you know, whether we like it or not. And then Will Battershall, Stuart Gregory, having come in, they are 19 hours, 48 minutes behind. And then in 99th position, almost 100, Guy Bottrell, Dennis Murphy, who, and I just want to just say a word about Dennis and the navigational skills and the bond that he's formed with Guy. Dennis has got an immense experience, and he's managed that vehicle. The co-driver is not just a navigator. He's a guy who tells the driver where to go, and together they work. And you'll remember an interview a while ago where Brett was saying how well he and Henk work. But I've just, Dennis is a hell of a nice guy, shy, doesn't like doing interviews and all the rest of it, but navigational skills right up there. I still think, and I did think during the day today, that Guy was going to win a stage. I thought this might be it, but it wasn't to be. And I love the messages. There's people all over the country who send me all sorts of messages and about what's happening in Saudi at the moment, and others. And I really do appreciate the messages. They bring joy to my heart. They give me a little bit more information to share with you. So, Dennis is doing an absolutely fantastic job. So that's, if I just want to draw a line through this, because, I've got it. There we go. Marius. So, Marius has been given a suspended sentence of exclusion from the race and a 1-hour penalty. And I read it's on our Telegram group, the whole inquiry. So they get to a control section or decontrol section, like a refuel, and the footage, because there's cameras in the car for the top 10, goes from the back to the front and the front to the back, and it's live streamed and all of that to FIA or to organisers, and they can see what the hell's going on the inside of the car. They see a guy hand them a cell phone, and the navigator gives the cell phone to the driver, and the driver looks at it and hands it back. Total of 43 seconds is the interaction. So the FIA see this, and they say, no, you're not allowed to have cell phones in the car. The crew says, but we didn't know who he was. We didn't understand what he was giving us. Because if you finished in the top 10 the day before, you're not allowed to have your cell phones open. They've got to be in a bag. And when you get to the end of a stage, the bag can be opened and you can chit-chat, and then the bag gets closed and you bugger off. Anyway, it was hilarious reading through. But you can imagine that. It's like when schoolboy gets called to the head office. No, it wasn't me. I didn't know them. We didn't understand the message.
Sure.
Yeah, right. So they've got an hour penalty and a suspended exclusion. Bottom line is, it's a massive message to all the competitors. Don't try and cheat the system. Just play by the rules. But, when stakes are high, people do strange things. Okay, so we've done that. There's something that I wasn't allowed to talk about.
Oh, yay.
I wasn't allowed to mention the F word or the C word.
Yes, okay. I'm glad we got that out the way.
Fast and
yeah?
calculated.
That's okay.
Those are 2 F words and C words.
That works. I think you've finally started to get it.
Have we got a message from a labour lawyer?
Not yet.
So they want me out of here. Fine, I'll go.
Trevor Jansen says, agree with earlier comments. Cancel the day by removing. You penalise some. By keeping it, you penalise others. Yeah.
Swings and roundabouts.
Yeah. Evan Marburg, battery tech is not sustainable at the moment, but electric is sustainable. Definitely does not suit motorsport. You can never beat the feeling and the sound of a screaming ice.
A screaming who? Ice.
Ice.
A screamer. We all love screamers. The Ford is a screamer. Oh, by the way, at the end of the show, when we say goodbye, Rian has been putting together a little bit of a reel each evening. For those of you who leave early, just at the end, I'll remind you to turn your speakers up, get onto YouTube and watch it on the YouTubes with your surround sound. Turn it up loud. There's beautiful sounds, and we can have the discussion about which bakkie is got the better sound, the Ford or the Toyota.
So it's quite lekker.
And there's sounds of bikes, but they sound like farting.
But the cars sound next level.
Yeah.
So
What have you got?
With weight.
What's your next thing?
Here's a controversial one. Colin, we want you as steward at the Dakar once and for all. I'm going to say no. I think you'll offend every driver there, and we'll only have about 3 people finishing.
No, it's quite easy. You turn everybody around in the beginning, and you give them. Democracy sucks. There's no democracy that actually works in any place. You need a benevolent dictator who should be tempered with the odd assassination. It's not somebody said it many, many times ago. So you need, Bill France was the great one in Dakar. This is his roadshow. He said, NASCAR, you play by his rules, or you pack your stuff and you go. And maybe we need a little bit of that. All this protest and blah, 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 interpretation of the rules. In this whole, if you go to this whole thing about the rules, they start talking about the meaning of the rule and what it was intended to do. And you'll recall Glenn Hall saying, there is no such thing as what the rule was intended to do or what its meaning. You read the wording and you interpret the wording just like that. Anyway, I'm sick of this stuff. I'm going to get fired tomorrow. I'm over it. Henk's going to win. Why don't they just call it now? And
Trevor Jansen says it's basically a new race from here on out.
yeah.
Freddie, I just hope whatever decision is made today by stewards do not affect who stands on the podium in the end. It will be a bad reflection for Dakar, which we all love. Yeah, that's true. And then here's the apology for tomorrow. Cass Kruger, a he, not she. So for
No,
how
them,
long?
they.
I mean, sure. But
Look,
yeah, there's
if
our apology. There's our apology for
You
tomorrow's
can
show.
take-
Cass, tomorrow we will make an official apology to you because we can't distinguish.
Them, they. Look, you can take a Ford Bucky and you can put a Toyota badge on it and the GR stripes on it. It still doesn't make it a Hilux. It can self-identify as a Hilux. No, I'll tell you what, we
Yeah.
do apologize.
But Cass does say, yeah, because there is a question of how many kilometers are left. 1,323 kilometers in specials,
Thank you
excluding
for doing
liaisons. Yeah, thank you. That's awesome.
And there's 738 kilometers tomorrow, of which 400, according to my notes, if they're correct, they may well turn out to be incorrect, 488 of them are racing. And they're going from Old Duwadimi to Riyadh.
yeah.
So apparently we've got it right there. Okay, let's wrap up with no argument. Let's have positive things.
Hydrogen motors are the future. UCT in 1976 developed a hydrogen motor, a big oil comp.
Yeah, nobody's managed
bought the
to-
rights and filed it. Elon Musk is building his own motor. That's from Mike Bushpig69.
That's an interesting name.
I knew that was
Mike
going to get you excited.
Bushpig 69.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Elon Musk.
I love that. No, that's another one. I mean, he's just fantastic. I mean, who can take a rocket, shoot it
There we
to
go.
wherever, and then reverse it and land it on a thing in the sea that you call the name of his things? You've got to love it. What's it? I Still Love You, Baby, or something along those lines. And to see that rocket, the booster thing, come down into the chopsticks, finest piece of engineering, better than a Ford Cosworth DFE. It was brilliant.
Cass, race is far from over. Put it this way, Henk might get a much heavier foot if the appeal does not succeed. Yeah, you'll have some racing to do then. Ibn, ICE, internal combustion engine. So that's to clear up any confusion that we had earlier. Fritten Vanoy won the Africa Eco Race in a CR6. Second was Martin van den Broek in a Maverick X3.
Yeah, but where was Stefan Peter Hansel?
Johan Krobler, I don't see activity on the Telegram channel. Is it active or am I on the wrong channel?
If you go to, and I'm sorry, but my editing team has got me badly prepared. It's called Raceday TV space DKR25, but it should be in the description. Raceday TV, one word, space DKR25. There's a whole lot of stuff, and straight after this we'll put some more stuff on it in terms of starts and rules, and if you go back, there's all the stuff that really counts.
Evan carries on, says hydrogen definitely looks like a good way to go. Toyota didn't follow the EV trend and put their efforts into hydrogen. Batteries just don't have the energy density. So obviously Evan knows a bit about this. He's
I did see
well
something
versed,
about a
yeah.
hydrogen BMW.
Wasn't there one at Samola?
Yeah, but if you park it in your garage, because hydrogen, that's for another channel.
And then here's a great comment, probably the comment of the day. Colin woke up this morning and chose violence. But
I
he's
was so
right.
happy.
This changing of the road length is BS.
I'm not violent about it. I just have quite a strong opinion.
Here's someone we've been waiting for. Mike Lawrence and Clifford, how often does the Topi get free haircuts? How long is a piece of string? Colin, how often do you
It wasn't
get
a free haircut, Michael. It was a whole 200 rand, cash money only. There's the conspiracy theory that all the cash barbers are... no, let's not go there. Let's not go there. It was great coffee.
Let's not have barbers after us.
It was beautiful.
Then Yaku, very sad for Janelle. Doriadan's been watching. Ignis Duplessis, well done to Henk and Brett. If they managed to get the waypoint, even with the roadbook issue, they truly deserve the time.
Yeah. And Ignis is he's a great guy. You've got to come to anybody who hasn't been to a regional cross-country race, off-road race. Do yourself a favor this year. Come along. The gears is unbelievable. You'll meet some of these characters. Ignis is one of them. They race all sorts of crazy things. There's Land Cruisers. There's it's a beautiful experience. Do yourself a favor, come and watch them.
Then seems like we've got a bit of a loading because now we're on Facebook, but it's come in different batches. Henk and Brett probably got screwed today. That's from Mario. Jan Swickers, the camel jockeys and FI is trying their best to keep the trophy in the desert. I'm just reading it.
You're only reporting. You're not.
I'm not involved in this. Willem de Toy says a lot of appeals is the best comment of the Dakar 2025. Laku says, is it really that corrupt? Mohammed Salaji, hi guys, unlucky for GDV yesterday. Today they sabotaged Henk because the navigation was near perfect. Let's keep the support for TGR. And that's exactly what we should do.
I'm with that.
Yeah, Wallace Stan, right is right and wrong is wrong. What they did to Henk is unquestionably wrong. So obviously this is going
Wallace
back
Stan,
to earlier. Yeah.
Interesting one is a guy who does all of Gazoo Racing's carbon work and is also doing the carbon work for the new MSA4 formula. Brilliant carbon man. Hey Stan, hope you recovered from your chair breaking. He was in a mug and bean and the chair broke. And they made him pay his bill. I mean, really?
Seriously?
Yeah. No,
Must have been a very heavy cheesecake that they served him.
Maybe it wasn't a carbon. Stan, make them carbon fiber chairs. Problem solved.
Raymond Duggan, Colin, you have my support on this. It's very unfair, but Henk will strip his mood now and he'll win this thing despite the corruption.
I don't think he'll strip his mood. He'll be cold, calm and calculating. And that is a dangerous thing for everybody else.
Trevelyan Howard, it would be nice to have a statistic on punctures. I think Henk would be on top as well.
What, for the least or the
least?
The
yeah,
least, yeah.
Yeah. Angelo Marcia, 100% Colin electric is cuck. Hybrid, not much better. The FI did is like electric. Hashtag BOCS.
What does BOCS mean?
I'm not following you down this. I'm not following you down this rabbit hole.
Don't know what it means.
Justin Waddington, electric is the way forward.
Oh,
take hair dryers for example,
Justin,
Colin.
Please.
He says take hair dryers for example, and Colin knows about that because look at his hair.
Oh, do you know where Justin fits into this whole picture?
Where does he fit in?
Justin does some shocks, dampers, shall we call them?
It's quite a big G in terms of what he does, eh?
Yeah.
He knows his stuff. Yeah.
Apparently he knows somebody who knows something about oil.
Yeah, apparently. I'm not sure where you're going with this, yeah. Mike Lawrence and Clifford, you missed my comment top of your list. I said, how many free... we got this, Mike. And
no free haircuts. They pay me.
Andrew, are there any quads in the race? Are there? I don't think there is there?
No. Quads became side-by-sides. Are we sure that happened? Yeah, no, quads became side-by-sides. What was his name? Wikus van Deventer. I think it's Van Deventer, was our first winner in quads. What a boy. Wikus, I'm sure it is. Okay. There are historics in it, apparently. We've got some pictures. From a results point of view, the classics, it's not historics, please, let's go and call them classics. There's a factory Toyota in the front, then a Nissan, then a Ford, and we've got some South Africans in it. And guess what they're driving?
What are they driving?
Oh, Land Cruiser, of course. I mean, like, do yourself
With
a
a
favour.
Gazoo Racing sticker on the back, boy.
No doubt. According to the results, they're not in the results.
Are they not?
But we do have two South Africans, father and son. If we go back to a couple of days ago, I'll be able to tell you who they were. They're in a Land Cruiser. They apparently having fun. It's weird how you go through these notes and see some of the stuff. I digress. Let's focus.
Yeah, I think we're sort of running it up here, but Bentley says, don't bring the FIA guy to Sun City or he will disappear in the bush somewhere. So someone else is choosing violence, much like you today, Colin.
I'm not violent. I'm just the Grogers. Yeah, you see, I put ZAR and it didn't come up with ZAFs. So it's the Grogers, who are 23rd at the moment, having a little bit of fun. Jordan and Wesley Groger in a Land Cruiser, because there's nothing beats a Land Cruiser past as an off-roader, apart from...
Evan Myberg says, this is a great comment. My whole career is based on the SA rally raid industry and I've never been to a single race. Raceday TV should get a bus and drive us all to the race.
I think that's a brilliant idea. Raceday on tour. So basically we get a bus. Peter, are you listening to this? Hank, are you listening? We get a bus and we get a whole lot of oaks. We climb in the bus, maybe a couple of cooler boxes, and we put a tent in it, and we go to the cross-country race, and we have an absolute blast. We go and interview people. We can call it, I don't know, something. Peter, what do you think? The Race Day experience. If any of you would like to come with us to some races, make some comments on the committee thingies, and that's a bloody nice idea.
All I can say is
Boys Weekend Out.
if we're going to have a race day experience, if you're going with Colin, you will definitely get an experience.
Thank you, Cliff. Oh, man, you say the nicest things.
Yeah.
Eh?
But we'll make sure that you sign indemnity before you get on the bus.
Yeah, for me, because I might be attacked. I've got feelings.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that are already threatening FIM officials to disappear in the bush. You could be one of those chaps as well.
No, it can happen. Okay, let's focus, guys. What's happening next?
What happens tomorrow?
Same thing as happened today. Well, I hope not.
Yeah.
The same thing that happened today. Okay, so tomorrow, stage 8. They do a 72k liaison. Have we got a? Oh, we got a map. Look at that. Gee, Rion's on top of his game. 488 kilometers of racing, 178 kilometers of liaison. And best of all, it's separate routes. So who did
That's what gets exciting for the bike guys, because tomorrow Sanders will open the road. So if Honda's going to make a lunge, tomorrow might be the day to do it. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting day on the bikes for sure.
Which brand bike are you hoping does it?
Honda. I think one, they run Motul.
Wasn't
Two.
Skyler Howes on a Honda couple of... He's the guy with Bush guy.
Yeah, still on Honda.
And Chucky Sanders.
No, Sanders on KTM.
Yeah, but he was Honda.
It was, But Honda's come with a big team, and obviously if you come with a big team, it means you're quite serious. So I always sort of like to see manufacturers putting their money into the sport and backing their teams. When you're coming with 5 riders to an event, it means you're serious to win. I like that kind of commitment from a manufacturer. So for me, I look at Honda and say, like, if you guys are that committed and you've brought a proper team and you're serious, then go for glory and get it. Whereas a lot of the guys are sort of backed off, smaller team, smaller operation, but yeah, and also, like I said, they run Motul, so that's
Where's
where my money is.
BMW in this whole lot? I mean, they talk... You know, I've got a couple of mates who talk about all their touring. You know, when you turn 55,
But then you
you
buy.
you buy yourself a touring bike.
Yeah,
and it's
but then
either a BMW or KTM.
But you're buying a bike with heated grips and all sorts, and that's not what Dakar's about. You were the one shouting at me yesterday. Now you're coming with heated grips and all sorts. I'm telling you.
Educate. You know me. I know 2 5/8 of. So I'll do a Dimi
to Al Rajhi.
Riyadh.
Sorry, yeah,
Wow.
sorry.
What's going to happen tomorrow? According to the briefing, and I've got another message here that's absolutely magnificent. Whoever sent me this message. We're going to, it's separate, and according to the briefing, it says that it is dunes and fast. So Marius opens. Now, remember, he's got a suspended penalty of exclusion for getting messages via cell phone, so he ain't going to do that again. He's got an hour penalty, so in the overall, he's normal nowhere. Ekstrom and Guthrie are next on the road. Ekstrom would want, in the forward, would wanted to have pushed a whole lot. Then Nasser Kantera, Al Rajhi, Gutierrez, Variawa, and where you say is our man. And then you've got Seradori, 18th is Baragwanath, and I'm still going down and down and down. And I'm not seeing Lautechan so much. So, you know, he starts, I'll give you the answer right now. He starts 15th, which is far down the way, probably where he wants to be. It was raining this morning on the dunes, which makes them a little bit harder. So if you get the right route on the hard dunes, you're fast. If you're running 100 and whatever, it's all soft and soggy and not fast. So what's going to happen tomorrow? I don't know. If we knew what was going to happen tomorrow, it wouldn't be motor racing. We go for what I expect is Lautechan to put his head down. He will have had some introspection and calming sessions, go to sleep and have put whatever has happened in the past behind him, wake up with a fresh new perspective, and possibly with a little bit more intent. That's what I expect. And from the overall point of view, he's got to keep an eye on Al Rajhi and Al Attiyah. That's, in my opinion.
Yeah, like you said, anything can happen. It's motorsport.
Yeah, damn straight. That's why we're going to wake up tomorrow morning.
Exactly.
All excited. We're going to watch Dakar and we're going to come back tomorrow.
Yeah.
Well, you guys will be back. I probably won't.
Probably not.
I haven't got a lawyer. I'll go into my hearing. I won't hold back. I'm just hoping that, like the FIA may realize the folly of their ways, my executive producer, chief executive, and HR person will realize the errors of their ways.
Not the error of your ways.
No, I was right.
Just a few comments here. There's a few people that I'll agree with this race day experience. They obviously don't know you as well as I do. Like Yaku Herb says, count me in on the bus. Yaku Fansel, yes please. Leandra Prinsloo says, yes Cliff, Honda. And I think I know why she agrees with me.
Did she say yes to come on the experience?
No, she just says yes, Honda should win it. There is a good question here. And if I have missed your questions, I do apologize. The format is a little bit different tonight on the socials. But Marco Busi says, when will Dakar introduce a class more relatable to the public? A real off-the-floor 4x4 that manufacturers can realistically compete against one another.
It's kind of there already.
Yeah, I knew there was something, but take us through that.
And it is called T2. So Lautechan and Cummings have taken 37 hours and just call it 13 minutes to get to where they are. Basso and Gotchen in the Toyota Land Cruiser in the, what they call stock, which is T2. So they run a monocoque, standard body, standard-ish body, and they put a roll cage in and beef the suspension up. Kind of like you take your normal Land Cruiser and you put all the 100 grand's worth of options on it and it becomes a super Land Cruiser, kind of something like that. And they've taken 59 hours. So it's significantly slower than a proper racing machine. And this is a class that you're not allowed to, are they Land Rover or are they Defender or are they Jaguar? Them. It self-identifies as an off-road vehicle. And this is the class that they're going to drive in from next year. So it does exist. It's there. It's just not very fast. because the cars at the front have gone. These are the cars that back in the day when Mitsubishi Pajero were winning, were in that sort of state of modification. So things have moved on significantly. So that it does exist. You can modify any bucky you want and go and race it.
Yeah. But yeah, there's a few more comments that have come through here, but we are starting to run out of time. But the main gist of it is that tomorrow is going to be an exciting day. Whether we're angry now,
it's a new day tomorrow.
And whatever the dynamic is, we're still racing. And if it's closer, it makes it more exciting. And if it doesn't work out in favor, we've got more fire in our belly. So tomorrow is going to be an
great.
interesting
But before
day.
we go, I wanted to open tonight with somebody said last night he doesn't care about food.
It was Andrew.
It is a food show, actually, but we
yes, we haven't done catering.
With a little bit of. I quite like the catering today. I think that whoever suggested the wraps was a great idea. It wasn't
was
me.
you.
It wasn't my idea.
It was you.
No, I merely implemented my strategist's suggestion. On a scale of 1 to 10, come on.
I did enjoy it. I'm going to give it 8.9. New overall leader.
8.9.
8.9. Oh, new overall leader.
Okay, we've got a 9.5 from the booth there, and the other technical guy. I've just got to pick my pen up. So we've got a 9.
Please note to
German
all our
prisoner
Raceday family members watching the show that whenever Colin is cooked, he writes down the scores.
Of course I do. It's a competition. Rion, what did you have? Rion says 9.9. And you gave us Peter, what did you give us? A 9.8. Right, 9.8. Now we'll round it up to 8. And what was your score?
I said 8.9. I don't want to give you a 9 just because.
8.9. I'll go with 8.7. I thought the wrap didn't work out so soft on the braai. So we had wrap with chicken. Show us a picture, boys. If somebody took a picture, wrap with chicken and cabbage thinly. There we go. Look at that. Oh. And basils and cheeses and things and stuff. It was 2 each. Right.
Yeah, good
On
score.
that note, we shall adjourn until tomorrow.
Yeah.
And we shall pick this up. Hopefully my legal team beats the Raceday legal team. And hopefully I'm back. I'd like to be back. So let me just end off this broadcast, which may well be my last with. I'm so sorry I used the F word. I'm so sorry that I offended you. I'll wait at least 24 minutes before I use it again. And if you are offended, I can send you a number of a counselor. There are many that might help you. On that note, thank you very much for watching. Technical, thank you. Catering, thank you. Peter, Rion, Barker Dude, Clifford.
Thanks, Colin.
And for each and every one of you who commented and was part of this show with us, thank you very much for watching. Remember, be nice, be kind, be careful. And above all, I haven't got my DBAC shirt on. Above all, be nice.
Sunday Night Finger Guns out.
Thank you.
Thank you.